Hey all, I've been getting a lot of requests for an AQ40 tank guide, so here it is. I particularly enjoy AQ40, and what I think is cool about it for tanking is that there are several bosses, not every boss, but several bosses that require every single one of your, let's say, 4 tanks to be a main tank. So it's not just there's the main tank and then, the people with the cuck job. Everyone, like there are some bosses that require everyone to step up and be in that main tank role. Let's get into it. I'm going to teach you how to do all the trash and all of the bosses from the tank perspective, but I'll throw some different information out there as well for other people. So I think everything in this video is going to be relatable to all classes. Although it is focused on tanking. We'll go over the different gear you should be wearing on those fights. Are you gonna what potion you use? Do you death wish? All that kind of stuff. So the first pull is an eradicator. Face it towards the raid because it does a mana burn, and so you see that blue stuff. You want that to be faced towards the caster so the melee don't get parried. Mana burn it or to blow up and kill everyone. Mana burn it. Next we have these 4 sentinels. Get the Anubisath helper wekauras. I'll link it. Basically, the ones you got to worry about are your thunderclap. Got to pull that out. It's going to be doing an AoE to the melee, so you just pull that one away. If it's thorns, pull it out so the melee don't kill themselves. And you see we have a shadow storm one here, and so everyone needs to get close, but not everyone is. And so periodically you're seeing the range. They're getting shot because they're not close enough. You got to get close for the shadow storm. Mages need to do detect magic, and then the wekauras will tell you what's the ideal kill order. So yeah, super easy if you do them right. There are some combinations. If you get thorns and thunderclap, it can be a little bit tricky. Then we're on the first boss. The first boss is very easy if you kick the boss and if you don't push him too fast. Every 25%, 75, 50, and 25%, he's going to summon 2 clones. Get the wekauras that tells you what one's real. Right? So this one I'm attacking, I'm saying, kill this one. It's a fake one. And then I target the real one. And I'm like, don't hit this one yet. Let's make sure we kill the fake one. We want to CC the mind controls. They do like 300% extra damage when they're mind controlled. We're going to take them to 50%. We'll get the 2 clones. We kill the clones. Very important to kick. This fight's so easy. Sure, use a greater arcane protection potion to make it a little more safe. But you need 1 tank on each platform and some dedicated kickers. Your tanks cannot leave those platforms. Sometimes the boss teleports around and you might need to, run over there and grab it, but make sure that they get tanked, because if they don't get tanked, they're just going to free cast Earth Shock, boom, 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 and do a lot of damage. So as long as you kick and don't burn them too fast, kill the clones, very easy fight. I'm going to show you what happens when people just zug the boss. They zug the boss and they do not kick, and it's an embarrassing wipe.
Follow your assignments.
Focus on the kicks. I care more about kicks than your damage. Quick CC on the peeps. CC Poth. Poth the Goth. Can kill the middle. Middle is a kill target. Remember, whoever gets the most kicks, most successful kicks, they get a bonus 5,000 gold.
What about most friendly fire?
Focus the clones. We have way too many up. You guys are not paying attention. Holy shit, you retard. Dogs, as Grassy says. Absolute fucking trash. I cannot believe this. Fucking retarded. You guys are just tunneling the real one. It's pathetic. Anyways, after you kill that boss, there's a trash pack. Just skip that. Stay to the left. If you peer over the right, there's a pack down there. You will pull them. The warriors, you want to kill them at the same time. And one of the tanks or a DPS, it doesn't really matter, is going to do a lip shout, right? They can have a macro or they just use the lip, then the AoE shout. And so it's very important we kill them at the same time. Lip shout, sapper, easy. Don't stand in the middle. Don't frost nova and don't stand in the middle, or else those bugs might just one-shot you. Now we're going to jump down. We're going to grab everything underneath. By the way, Shan grounding totems can prevent the mind controls. These tall dudes, they mind control, and a grounding totem can prevent the mind control. You don't have to pull the tall guy underneath, but you want to pull the guardians underneath, because when one guardian gets low health, the other guardians are going to charge that guardian, and it will knock everyone around. And you don't want to take the fall damage. It's not good. Next, what we're going to do, you see the hunter there? He's mounted up. He's getting ready to pull the next pack. Then I'm telling the raid, okay, we're going to go into the tunnel here. Now, you could pull this back, but I prefer to fight this pack just in the tunnel. So the hunter's getting ready to pull a different pack, just so that we're keeping the mobs coming into us. Here, I just mark this stuff up. We're going to do a body pull here, and the Skull and X are most likely going to mind control the tanks. We want to focus the tall dudes just because they do the mind control. You don't want to cleave. Don't kill your mind controlled friends. And CC the mind controlled players. Have your back to the wall if you're in the tunnel. Otherwise, you can get knocked into the boss room. If you pull the boss, you can always run out and reset it. But if you get knocked in, you might pull the other pack. So now we're going to turn around, and the hunter is ready to grab the next pack. He's already got it coming down because it's a long ways away. I wouldn't expect you to do this on your first AQ40 as a guild, right? But when you have a group who's a little bit more well-oiled, you want to keep the mobs flowing. One goes loose, the tank didn't pick it up, but again, light damage at the start, pull them underneath. By the way, this pack here is a good pack to pop Death Wish on, because you don't want to get mind controlled and burn all your cooldowns. We're going to the boss. In this case, we're killing Kree first, but probably the easiest one to do would be to kill Youge first. You have to kick Youge, so I always put like a rogue or two on Youge to kick Youge. And when Kree dies, he's going to drop poison. He hits very hard. So as a tank, you want to wear some pretty chonky gear. They are tauntable after all, because he can do these like double attacks. He can kind of build up charges. But yeah, to kill Youge first makes it easier to just have all the DPS on Youge, and you can kick her. She does fears, which is annoying. So to just deal with the person who does the fears probably is the best thing to do. But you can kill Kree and then Youge. But do not kill Vem first. You kill Vem, it's going to enrage the other two. When you kill Vem, he enrages whoever is still alive. So killing Vem last is the easiest. When the ads come out, you want to be ready with an AoE shout. The person who said, yeah, man, I got the shout. Clearly they didn't. They did it slow. The bugs had run further away from the range of the shout, and so it didn't really do anything. So you just got to be real quick on that shout. Vem jumps around and knocks people around, so it's good to have a good taunt rotation. We're going to see here, person's taunting, and then, anyways, Bob's your uncle. On this pack, what we're going to do, we're going to pull it towards us, light DPS, and again, we want to back our back into into this little slot here, because again, these guys knock people around, so the safest way is have your back into this spot. Now sometimes you get these unlucky bounces. I'm gonna get bounced here, and then I'm gonna get bounced again, and I think it's gonna happen in a second here. Here's the weird bounce, and then boom, I lip to prevent a likely death or a lot of damage. Plus I had the bleed on me. I might have died even if I survived. So I used a lip there. Now the warriors pulled, and so what you have to do is instruct a different tank to grab those and keep them out while we finish the guardians, if this happens, because sometimes they pull, and make sure we have the lip shout. A couple get sent. Better to be safe than sorry. There's only these two packs you have to lip shout. in the raid, so it's okay to be sending a lot of lip shouts. I don't use lip shout on that one because I want to save mine for the boss that's coming up. Next, we're pulling this one back. The hunter needs to make sure that these mobs stay to the right. If they go towards the left wall where the healers are standing, it can pull another pack. Another thing that can pull the pack is if people get knocked. On any of these packs, if someone gets knocked and pulls another pack, specifically on this pull especially, it's an all stop for damage. Because if people keep damaging, people keep getting knocked around. You have to stop damage completely and only tanks pick the mobs up and get them back positioned. If people keep DPSing, people will keep getting knocked around and dying. Battleguard Sartura, stun the 3 mobs and tank pull them away, the boss away. She's going to start spinning fast. My taunt resisted, and so I did a AoE shout to keep her stationary. And then I do a mocking blow. And then I might have a taunt available or someone else taunts. She's going to get stunned here. By the way, on Horde, rogues are going to stealth in and do the initial stun on the 3 mobs. And have your back to the direction you want to get knocked, because you probably will get knocked. Now we're going to have a tank rotation. So I always do it, Skull X Square, Moon Tank. So I taunt first. You see that taunt go off on my taunt tracker. Then the next taunt goes off, and it's about to get to there. And then the next taunt, and then the next one. It's a little late. And then the next one goes. Then I'm going to follow up. And then we're going to get a stun. If you're staying in melee, evasion rogues, lip warriors, melee got to get out on that spin. Or you got to use a lip to stay in, because it's too much damage to stay in there. Can always target dummy if the boss gets loose. Had a couple deaths, but not too bad. Next, you got the tunnel. It's very easy. Just run through the tunnel. Stay grouped. Stay grouped. We're going to go into Fankriss here. Fankriss is a very easy boss when you have world buffs and you're pumping. If your damage is low, you're going to get a lot of adds, and you could get overwhelmed, but he's very easy. He is tauntable if you get a lot of the stacks, right? It's like a little stacking Mortal Strike, but he's very easy. Let's see. Do I start this fight? I have Salve. I totally don't even see it, but I might taunt it off or just pull it back. There, I clicked my Salve macro. I was just not paying attention. Probably talking to stream, honestly, but I have world buffs, and I think most of the other people don't, so it's kind of irrelevant. I pulled threat back. Off tanks, you want to grab the adds. In this clip, I'm actually not even Fury Prot. I'm just full Fury with world buffs, just pumping. And I'm turning the boss to cleave and whirlwind and just pad for the heck of it. You wouldn't normally do that as the main tank, but if you're trying to pad and parse and that kind of stuff, yeah. Hodge the worms back there. You see those big worms? They hit really hard. And I've got Viscidus, and you can wear tanky gear because all of the melee are going to be using level 39 daggers with the frost daggers, and mages are doing rank 1 frostbolt, warlocks are using the wand, so threat is not that much of an issue. This is a big healer output fight. I should have demo showed up, but maybe I had a resist, or maybe I was on GCD and I thought I used it. Maybe the off tank is just sucking, and they could help in demo show. But anyways, he should be demo shouted. You can see that we're slowly freezing this boss. So much easier on Horde. On Alliance, you need to use an EPR or a sack from Lower Blackrock Spire. Everyone's got to do their job, play their role to freeze. Once he's frozen, you have to melee him. Sappers make this fight easy. If you don't have 20 engineers with sappers, technically you could do it without sappers if all the melee spread out and just do as much damage as they could, like pop Deathwish, put their normal weapons on, and just physically spread out well and kill these. But sappering is your best bet. Sometimes healing aggro is still in play during the little phase, so that's why they're running around. So healers might need to lip if they have one. This is where I normally pop Deathwish and just try and pump threat to get him back, because there's a lot of healer threat when he reforms up. And all we're doing is trying to stay alive. Healers are cleansing. Move from the poison. And we got to freeze them. It's, you know, the healers you see, they have almost no mana. We're just trying to freeze this guy. And we're almost there. And once he's frozen, then we melee him down. It was, you know, it's a tough fight. Sometimes it's super easy, but this was, it was a bit of a struggle, I think. After those two bosses, these scorpions, they're very easy. They do poisons, so do cleanse, but they're super easy. Nothing much about this. You could even do 4 at a time, but you gotta be quick with the poison cleanses. Yeah. Scorpions, meh. It is so easy to wipe here, so let the hunter do their thing. Some of the most dangerous pulls here. Keep the lasher out, off tank, okay? And when you tank the lasher, you should have your back to the raid because they will knock people around. And if you're tanking it, you want to get knocked into the raid so you can taunt it and pull it out. If your back is to the wall, it'll knock you back into the wall, drop the threat and run away, and then you'll never get it. What you want to do is, see, the white one does the charge and the little ones, they poison. You're better off to kill whatever there's less of. So you probably are better off to kill the bigger one. Everyone just focus that. Now the charging one is dead. We did it in the opposite order. Regardless, focus these guys down and poison cleanse. Absolutely have to poison cleanse. I'm going to show you a bad pull here. And what happens is the hunter does a bad pull and we're too far forward. Myself and other people make a mistake. We should have been way further back. Now, how the poison works is that it's going to go on the player for 8 seconds. It's going to say itch. And then after that 8 seconds elapses, you're going to have a slow on you. So I have the itch on me right now, and I'm going to get the poison on me in a second here. And when you have that poison, now you're susceptible to the big charge damage. If you use a free action potion, you'll get the itch, but you won't get the poison, and it'll make it a lot easier. But yeah, man, this is a wipe, a really ugly wipe. I've got world buffs. What can you do, man? Ripperino. I made a mistake. The hunter made a mistake. But you got to stay way back. Like where we're standing now is the safe place to stand. On Princess Huhuron, you can wear tankier gear because people are going to be popping wreck at the end, but she hits hard. So you can wear decently tanky gear, you know, just your ranker gear, but maybe like higher stamina pieces, like a Arkham Tyros ring instead of like a more threat ring or something like that. Just a bit more stamina. Healers cleanse the tank, but no one else. Your main job here is to just pump threat. She does silence people, so make sure whoever's not silenced can like demo shout or battle shout. And then around 30%, you're going to last stand into shield wall, into life-giving gem. And you're going to hope that last 30% is like lasting 10 seconds because it does a lot of damage to you. And so you want to make sure that you can kill it in that time. So these mobs are going to have like two things. It could be Shadow Storm, right, where everyone's got to stack in close. It could be Meteor, where everyone's got to stack in close. It could be Plague, where people get poisoned, they have to spread out. It could be Thunderclap. So it can be different combinations. An easy one is like Meteor, Shadow Storm, because everyone's going to stack. They just have to heal the little bit of Meteor damage, and the Shadow Storm doesn't even happen. But Plague, Thunderclap is a really rough one. It depends what you get. Some of these are easy. Some of these are really tough. Pump. He's exploding. Sometimes they explode. They can have reflex, all sorts of stuff. Detect magic on these mobs.
Alright, we're moving up when this shit dies. Guys, move out melee, move out melee.
We got
move out melee,
world buff
move
master.
out melee. Scorpio, man, what the fuck is wrong with you? Frozy, are you dual boxing? Scorpio, did you just spawn an extra chromosome today, or what's going on, bro? Alright, Shadow Storm, stack up on start, everybody, on start. Ready to chain you. Stack up on start. I got him, boys. Death Wish if you got it. Big cleave here. Here comes Scorpio running in. He found his chromosomes, guys. Is he gonna intercept? Nope. Oh, there he is.
So here's Twin Emps. It's going to take 2 Warlock tanks and, 2 physical tanks. 1 on each side. So the physical tank is starting with the physical guy. You're going to pull him back roughly to the torch, but probably a little bit past that torch. And there are other off tanks who tank the bugs. So I'm going to tank him here. Now we see that the teleport's going to happen soon. The moment that teleport happens, you're just going to run straight through. You don't want to be too close because he'll knock you back and slow you. So don't be near him or you'll get knocked back. Now the Warlock has him and you just chill. You just chill and wait and make sure you are the closest. It's the boss, then it's you, then it's anyone else. If anyone else is between you and the boss, they will get the threat. You're going to see when he switches, I'm going to get an initial 2,000 threat because I was the closest. So make sure as the tank you're the closest. If you're starting this fight on the opposite side, the Warlock will be tanking him to start up on the ramp where he starts. And you're just going to stand near-ish to him, be the closest. And then when it switches, it'll be on you. And now you're going to pull it back to the torch just like I did to start. But about 20-30 seconds into the fight. And then once the bosses are in this position, it's just rinse and repeat. Make sure you don't send a melee boss over with a low sunder or no demo shout. Now the boss is nearly dead, so just be aware that if someone dies on this fight, threat gets reset when they switch. Everyone's threat and the whole raid gets reset when they're switched. But if they're dead, doesn't happen. So if you battle res them, when the boss that they had threat on is on the opposite side, it will run to them, most likely. So for example, if a Warlock dies, do not battle res them until the boss is back on their side that they were tanking. And I'm about to show you how to single Warlock tank this fight.
What I'm going to show you here is how to single Warlock tank it. So right now I'm tanking the melee guy, but now it's the caster guy. And now you see, well, where's the Warlock? I'm tanking the caster. I'm battle shout spamming. And I'm also telling the I used life giving gem because this guy hitting hard. I don't have any shadow resist gear, but I'm telling the mages don't attack, only attack a little bit. Now you can see Sovereign starts to get the threat. So now Sovereign takes over, and Sovereign with square behind me has the threat. And now it switches. Now Sovereign's running back. Sovereign is running back. And I'm going to change the camera angle in a second here. And you're going to see in the distance, now Sovereign, where Sovereign is standing, he's kind of not going in the normal Warlock spot because he has to travel back and forth. And he just got aggro.
Run away. 4.
Holy crap, this is the most scuffed kill.
Oh, damn.
Good, good. Casters, if you wipe, if you pull threat, just stay there and die. I think this is a real workout for me. 8-minute Chinam's fight.
Oh, no, he's
Oh, they're healing. Oh my
Drag
god.
it.
Separate.
Oh my god, drag it, bro.
Holy shit. Are you fucking kidding me?
I said it too early. I jinxed it.
No! Are you fucking kidding me?
Have threat, you cannot fucking run, man.
2.
哟吼，你干嘛呢？你 OT 了，你他妈往外跑，你神经病吧？
Right back.
It was at 0 fucking percent.
So after Twin Emps, this door opens. This is some of the most annoying trash in the game, but also some of the most fun. Now, we have 2 Mind Slayers, 2 Slayers, and a Champion. We always kill the Slayers first. They do cleave. Get the Whirlwind Wekauras. It'll tell you when they're about to do a crazy cleave. I'm going to mess someone up here and almost kill 2 people. See, I got mind controlled. Who mind controlled me? The Mind Slayers. So they do mind controls. You have to CC people. A lot of healers died because people were not properly tanking the ads. The Slayers do a silence, so they can't be taunted. You need 2 tanks per mob because they might not get picked up properly. So 2 tanks per mob, especially with the Mind Slayers. If you get mind controlled, you need to have a second tank because who will have threat. Kill them at the same time. They make everyone feared. Right now, I'm showing you a partial skip, right? None of the trash has been killed here. There are some windows. There's a hunter skip, and the hunter skip does the same thing, but then they go further with feign death and invis potions. We're doing a partial skip. We're skipping some trash. When you need rep, you're not going to do a partial skip. But if you don't need the rep, you might say, you know what, we're going to do a partial skip. So as long as people follow and do it properly, you can get through here. Sometimes you have to wait there, but see that triangle? He was already moving down. When that triangle moves down, and you're just going to run into this pack. Now, again, this is a 4 quadruple Slayer. You got to split this up. This is a death machine. Someone's going to die here because they stood in the death machine. Watch this poor little dwarf priest or someone. So they're whirlwinding. Look at that night elf, actually. Drop to his knees. But yeah, that's the partial skip. But I'm going to show you what happens when the partial skip goes wrong and people fail. But again, the kill order is the Slayer, then the champion who fears and needs possibly 2 tanks, and then the Mind Slayers who you want to kill at the same time.
Okay. Once X is out of the way, we're moving. On me, on me, on me, on me. Wake up. If you're not with me, you better not be moving. Stop, 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 stop. Go back. Pay attention. Like when I move forward and half of you guys are asleep. We have a very short window here. Very short window. Back up a touch.
Everyone should just set him on follow. That way, if he fucks up, we can blame him.
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
But please, when I start moving and you're tabbed onto Discord, like that's not okay. All right. Be with me. I see some of you. You're not there. Who is that guy disconnecting? Jesus Christ, man. Fucking hell.
Okay, we got...
Turn around, run out. We need to run out. We need to start. Tanks pick this stuff up. We need to move out. This is a wipe. Holy shit. Try and go deep, deep. Jesus fucking Christ. Why do people disconnect?
Now, those are the 5 packs. You're going to also have these 3 packs of Eradicators and these tall dudes. Eradicators, remember, they mana burn, or sorry, they kind of steal your mana, and then they'll blow up if they get full mana. So you got to mana drain them. You blow up Skull, and you mana drain X. The tall guy, you need to pull him far down the ramp because he does a fear. I'm going to show you what happens when people get feared and pull 2 of these packs. You do not want to pull 2 of these packs. It'll be a bad day. They do roots. They do silences. Healers should stay away from them. In the clip I'm going to show you, I get too close to one and I get silenced. But it was going to be a wipe anyways. Yeah. The group I was running with frequently messed up and couldn't make it to Blackwing Lair. Hence what I'm about to say. I think we're on pace to do Blackwing Lair this week.
I told you, bro.
You jinxed it, bro.
Oh, bold.
I got feared into it. I'm gonna vanish.
Vanish, just vanish. You're fine.
Okay.
It's not fine.
Okay. Stacking these up.
We should wreck.
Yeah, absolutely. Stack these.
I marked a skull.
Don't mana pop. Don't mana pop. Cleave off the skull.
Dude.
Mighty
Drain on
raid.
X. Drain on X. Drain
I
on
got no
X.
fucking mana. I'm silenced.
Okay, we're gonna blow up here. Really important way to drag things down. So tremor totems have to be down. No dispel. Vanish. Again, things we learn hard lessons in here.
Oh!
please, when I ask you to push a button, maybe position something in a certain way.
If I enter Ouro on my feet, if I'm on a mount, I'm going to get kicked back, and I don't want that to happen. To my right are the mages. If they get a big ignite, the boss will do its frontal breath on them, and they can then run away and keep their threat. They'll outrange it. It's a bit of a cheese strat. But anyways, I'm tanking, and he's going to do a sweep, then a sandblast. He knocks my threat down. See how I'm spinning? Now he's on the second highest threat. Well, who now has the most threat, because my threat was knocked down. So then I'm going to kind of get back into the stack position, and I'm going to probably pop Death Wish and try and catch up on threat here. And he's going to do another sandblast, and then the next person is on threat. And what we have to do is essentially kill the boss before we run out of threat. Now, healers have to be ready to heal the target. Whoever, we have a dead tank there. That means the healers weren't healing well. And I have threat again. Tanks, you need to be ready to life-giving, last stand, shield, defensive, something. Because if you die, I mean, if you run out of tanks, it's going to pick DPS, and then it's just going to be bad. So tanks have to really pump threat. And when it's their turn, they got to be ready. They got to be watching the threat. So we can see that right now, Banana Hands has threat, and then Red Jello, I think, is next on threat. And now he has threat, so the healers have to be ready to preemptively heal him. And at about 20% or something, he enrages, and he has popcorn spawn. There is a submerge phase if your damage is rough. You don't want to get a submerge phase. A bunch of ads come, then he pops up, and man, it's rough to... You just want to burn him. By the way, you can Will of Forsaken the popcorn, and you don't take damage. Don't ask me why, but you can immune that if you are undead. I just want to give a bit of a quick visual representation of the Ouro fight. So this thorn icon is Ouro. Here we have the tank. This is the black wall that you'll see during the fight. All of the melee, all the healers should be essentially in a line. These people here, they have a slight risk. If the tank is over too far, like over here, they might get hit. I've seen them get hit before. Just be in a nice straight line, right? The breath, it's kind of like, I don't know the exact size, but it's a pretty wide breath. Mages will sometimes get aggro, and so when he does the breath, he'll look at the mages, and this person here, not the greatest. Like if for example, I like to stand off to the side sometimes. I don't know why, I just do. Maybe it's because sometimes the melee accidentally get beamed, and so if the boss is gonna blast the melee, I'll kind of like side swipe, and if he's gonna turn towards the mages, I can get back into the group there. But anyways, that's why I was standing over there, and this is kind of roughly the tank position. So kind of split the room into three. Now we have Cthulhu. So what I do is I run in, and everyone follows me like 5 seconds later. No one can press any buttons. No one can blood rage. No one can get on the aggro table until they're in position. We stack groups of 2. We put marks on one of the person's head, and so people are, around the boss, like do in their spots. He's gonna do the green eye beam. That's the one that will just like zap everyone. So that's why you want to be spread out, both the casters and the ranged, the melee and the ranged. If people get beamed, they're gonna die. I don't believe we have anyone get beamed here. If you have too many melee, you have to stick some on the wall. Now he's doing the dark glare. It picks a random person, and when that big eyeball is staring at you, just get out of the way. Don't stand there and die. I think someone actually might die to this. I don't remember which clip I'm using. It goes around 180 degrees. That means if it starts beside you and goes away from you, you don't have to move because it's never going to get to you. If it starts coming towards you, you got to move. Okay, so I'll give you some examples after on a diagram, but not everyone has to move. If you move just because you see it, you might be wrong. So know if you have to move or not. And you get back into your position. Normally we go 360 degrees. So I'm back in my exact same spot. This guy here, Goonslayer, he's getting confused. See how he's running away? He had a mind flay on him. He thought he had the I-beam, that green I-beam. So I'm like, bro, you can come back in. You don't have to run. He just never run around. Never run around on this fight. You get to your spot and you stay there, or bad things happen. Now we're gonna get periodic tentacles. It starts with the big giant claw, and then we see the timers, and we're going to get the giant eye tentacle, and then the little eye tentacles. Every single warrior should intercept the little eye tentacles. It'll stun them. They do so much mind flay damage. Just intercept them and kill them. Rogues and tanks go on the giant eye. So we should have people intercept. See that intercept? Beautiful. And then I'm not sure what I'm doing here. I have no clue what I'm doing. Why am I there? It's probably talking to stream. I don't know. But anyways, now we're going to have the giant claw. So this is a hard hitting one. You want pallies to stun it, rogues to stun it, tank on it, and then again, all these warriors hitting it, they're being lazy. They should go intercept the little eye beam tentacles because they do a lot of damage. Anyway, it's rinse and repeat between the giant eye, which can beam people, and the giant claw. People went into the stomach, and now we're gonna burn. We're gonna be able to one phase this because we have everyone up except for one person. Everyone's very geared here. And it's a 40-second burn phase. So at 30 seconds, you're going to Death Wish. At 15 seconds, you're going to Wreck. 20 seconds MRP, 20 seconds Trinket, Sapper, whatever. Get this boss down. Everyone's popping Death Wish and Wreck. There's the Wrecks. And yeah, we're going to burn this guy down. Easy peasy. I'm going to go over some positioning just so you have a better understanding of positioning for this fight, but that's the AQ40. All right, so this is the AQ40 assignment sheet that I use. It's currently set up for Alliance. For my Horde guild, I'm going to need to rejig it a little bit. So basically, here's Skeram. I have the assignments where the tanks stand. We're going to have pallies on these sides, so that they can stun people who get mind controlled. Here are the assigned kickers to left, middle, right. We have mages where they're going to stand and sheep. Here's our lip shout assignments. Here's the bug trio, tank, who's healing the tanks, and these people are assigned to kick Youge. You can kill Youge, Cree Vem. For Sartura, here's who's going to tank these mobs and boss, and here's, the pallies who's assigned to stunning. We didn't really have any rogues. We only had one rogue in here. Otherwise, we would have put, rogues on these to stun them. You can see here tanks and healers, debuffs, like Skullux Square, blah, 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 blah. Who's going to do the pulling? Who's going to do the curses? That kind of stuff. It's a nice sheet. Here we have post Twin Emps 5 packs, right? So we have the Slayer / Mind Slayer champion. We have 2 tanks per Slayer / Mind Slayer. So you can have something like that. Now, here is what the Cthulhu looks like, right? So we have 2, 4, 6, 8 groups. 7 is much safer. It gives you more room. 2 people per group. Let's just say the I-beam, he's doing that big red I-beam, right? Let's just say he's going to choose Zarlin here, right? He's just going to go, I'm facing at you, Zarlin, and he's going to start going clockwise here. from Zarlin, he's going to go to about here. That means that if I see it here and it starts going there, I don't need to move. Jack Chen doesn't need to move. Sorry, Jack Chen. I killed you the other day getting rend. What can you do, man? Like, none of these people need to move at all. None of these people need to move at all. Because it's going to start here and it's going to go to here. Now, let's use Truck, for example. He's going to run all the way around while fighting, and he's going to get back into position. You know, the I-beam's moving around, and he's going to run and get back into position, kind of like Duck, Duck, Goose, right? He's going to run around and get back into position before the beam will ever get to him, right? And then by the time it's moving around, you know, same thing. All these people are going to run around, be back in position. And as the beam is, you know, nearing its completion, these people who had to all run and move because of the beam, they're back in position. And then because it's going to end around here, the circle doesn't need to run all around. They just go over here a little bit, and then when the beam ends, they go back. Does that make sense? So that's how you deal with the beam. If you have any sort of questions about AQ40, let me know. I think I covered it all. This was a pretty in-depth video. Hope it helps. If you enjoyed the video, drop me a sub and a comment. Catch me live on my Twitch channel, Dwarflord TV, to connect with me or say hi to me in game on any of my characters. Dwarflord out.
And they say that the Dwarf Lord could save us. I'm not gonna AQ and wait. I'll hold on to the beard of the Dwarf Lord. Watch as we heroic leap away.